Hello there, very good evening and welcome to Primetime News. I'm Shane Silva.
I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
The world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, defeated. Justin Gatlin comes on top. The heart-pounding action from the Diamond League later on in the news.
But before that, your headlines.
Police to conduct broad-based investigations into the attack on a group of students at the Kelaniya University. The Bharatiya Janata Party says India will not destabilize Sri Lanka. Indian Fisheries Association warns that 750 trawlers will cross the maritime boundary if Indian fishermen in Sri Lankan custody are not released.
A confrontational climate is prevailing over many universities in the island at present. Meanwhile, the science faculty at the University of Kelaniya was temporarily closed today. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Kelaniya, Professor Sa Thamunugama, said that this decision was arrived at taking into consideration the security of the students after an attack on the university hospital last night. He added that the students at the science faculty at the university had been informed to vacate the university premises and the hostels.
Students at the University of Kelaniya charged that a group of thugs had arrived at the men's hostel located down Sivalima after last night and had attacked them. The police said that they had been informed about an attack levelled by a certain group who had forcibly entered the premises at around 11 last night. The police said that an opposing group of students and another unidentified group had carried out the attack. A parallel group, members from our batch and some thugs fought. They attacked everyone who was asleep and beat us with large weapons. They had clubs and steel pipes. I am not sure if they had machetes with them, but there were cut marks on a few students. This did not happen only today. They plot and carry out attacks to destroy the unity in this hostel. 4 students who were injured in the attack had been admitted to the Ragama Teaching Hospital, while another 2 had been admitted to the Kiribatgoda Hospital. We enrolled these students to the medical college on the approval of the medical faculty of the Kelaniya University. A majority of those who applied are those who have roots in Sri Lanka but are the children of citizens of Britain, Canada, France and Germany. There was a small problem among the students who said that it was okay for foreigners to come but not Sri Lankans living abroad. I do not think this is fair. This is a problem within the universities and the universities will resolve it. It is very clear that the group of students who act according to the wishes of university authorities and the government have carried out this attack.
A demonstration took place opposite the University of Kelaniya today, protesting the attack that took place last night. Here are some of the views that were expressed yesterday on the situation that has arisen in the university sector.
On the 16th of January, a similar attack was levelled on a group of students at the engineering faculty at the University of Moratuwa who were preparing to face the final examination of their final year. A large number of students were injured in the incident and one student was seriously injured.
විශේෂයෙන්ම උසස් අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශය මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට මැදිහත් වෙන ආකාරයට
Everyone, especially the Ministry of Higher Education, knew of these incidents that were shown in the media. Everyone knows who took the decision to suspend the students. It was not the representatives of the university administration. It was Kirti Mawallage, a member of the staff of the Minister of Higher Education, and the Secretary to the Ministry of Higher Education, Dr. Sunil Jayantanavaratna.
අය සහ ආචාර්ය සුනිල් ජයන්තනවරත්න මහත්මයා උසස් අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශයේ ලේකම්තුමා මේ අය තමයි
Yesterday, cabinet approval was granted to enroll more students to state universities, the proposal to expand university facilities and also establish 13 university colleges from next year. The government is attempting to privatize education. We know that the Minister of Education openly said in Parliament that there is no issue with the collection of more than 250 rupees. They are attempting to legalize the efforts to collect money in a country where there is free education. Circulars are also being issued to legalize this. The main issue we have is that the Minister of Higher Education and Sunil Jayantanavaratna are looking at the students as if they are their enemies. The Minister of Higher Education expressed these views on the steps that were taken with regard to demonstrations by students of the Sabaragamu University. When they did not disperse peacefully, tear gas was used to disperse them. Currently, 47 students have been suspended. Investigations are underway. The examinations and the lectures at the university are continuing. There is no attempt to boycott examinations or engage in fasts or even go on marches against this. There is no student support for this. The situation at the university is good. The investigations will be conducted and those involved will be punished. The government is trying to face the student movement in the same way they dealt with the LTTE. Sometime back, SB Disanayaka mentioned that universities are uncleared areas. Now the missions to clear these areas are taking place at the University of Sabaragamuwa, the University of Sri Jayawardenepura and the University of Peradeniya. From 1987 to 2010, the universities were controlled by the students. We stopped that. The environment where the JVP had complete power over is now no more. Those who remained joined with the Frontline Party. The promise made by the Frontline Party was that they will hand the power of university administration back to the students. This will never happen. The aim of the government, including Minister SB Disanayaka, is to commercialize education and make profits out of it. These student struggles have arisen not because of our political intentions, but because of the political intentions of SB Disanayaka. The government and Minister SB Disanayaka should be held responsible for everything that they are trying to hold us accountable for.
Lecturers at the University of Peradeniya engaged in a trade union action over the past several months. Lecturers at the University of Sri Jayawardenepura uneasy over the suspension of a colleague. University lecturers expressed their displeasure over the conduct of the Vice-Chancellor of the Eastern University. Lecturers' union boycotts the convocations at the University of Peradeniya over political appointments. Protests against the registrar at the University of Peradeniya. Lecturers' union decides not to accept the Vice-Chancellor at the University of Colombo. Protests at the Sabaragamu University over several demands. Most recent incident. Groups storm into the hostel of the University of Kelaniya and assaults the students. Who will be held responsible for the issues that affects the future of the university students?
Dr. Sunil Jayantanavaratna is the Secretary to the Ministry of Higher Education. We asked him regarding the allegations that have been levelled on both sides of the barrier and how he views the prevailing situation at universities.
These days, in various universities, various incidents are occurring. As usual, this is the time just we have recruited the newcomers or the new students. Sometimes student unions tend to create small issues and try to take the students to the roads and demonstrate. That is the normal practice. Every year you can see this trend. In case of Kelaniya, actually it's a fight between two factions in the science faculty. It's a long history, and all these two factions always having some trouble. So yesterday there was an issue, and one party has invaded one hostel with 60 people, and by using the outsiders they have attacked. And in case of Sabaragama, and they have taken girls out of the hostel in the night after 8, and till 12 o'clock they have done some classes or something without any approvals. So university authorities decided to punish thus 5 student leaders, but one was out of the university, so they selected only 4. Then as a result, then 4 students went on hunger strike in front of the VC's office. But are we going to allow this kind of students to go free? Because there should be some punishment. So universities are not anything special, because these are also part of the Sri Lankan system. They are also under the same law.
4 petitions were filed at the Court of Appeal against the suspension of 4 students of the Sabaragama University. A writ petition was filed by E.M. Hasita Prabhat Ekanayaka, T.M. Nuwan Chintaka, M.M. Sampath Gunasekara and M.L. Damayanta Kumara, undergraduates of the university, through attorney at law Manjula Balasurya. The petition notes that the undergraduates who hold special positions in the Students' Council are deprived of the right to assembly by the governing body of the university, which is unjust and illegal. The petition goes on to note that the university administration had commenced investigations to file charges against a lawful meeting that was held by the university Student Council. The 4 students charged that the university administration refused permission to obtain the assistance of the attorney to defend them during the inquiry into the investigation that was carried out by the university administration. The students said that their student status was suspended for 8 months following the investigations that were carried out in an undemocratic manner. President Mahinda Rajapaksa states that the policy for development in the country should be made keeping in mind the future of Sri Lanka. The President made this statement while receiving the annual report of the Ministry of Finance and Planning today.
The annual report of the Ministry of Finance and Planning for the year 2012 was presented to the President by the Secretary to the Ministry, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara.
වාර්ෂික වාර්තා මීට ඉස්සෙල්ලා දුන්නේ නැහැ. බොහෝ විවෘත වෙලා තියෙනවා. දැන් මේ අවුරුදු
Annual reports were not issued prior to this. It is very open now. Over the past 7 years, not only has the Ministry of Finance honestly carried out its duty, annually it has transparently presented to the people all this information. When speaking of the economy, I can see that when issuing this annual report, people from all social strata have been called here to be part of this gathering. I have seen the same group when preparing the budget as well. We have worked to enable everyone from all strata to put forward their views.
අපි කටයුතු කරගෙන යනවා.
In the meantime, Rajya Sabha member of India's Bharatiya Janata Party, Ravi Shankar Prasad, has said that India sees Sri Lanka as a friendly country and would never destabilize it.
Indian media reports that during a meeting, a wide cross-section of political parties and civil society in Jaffna recently, the leader of a 6-member Indian delegation currently visiting the island, Prasad had said that India was aware that Tamils of the northern province needed a healing touch and assured them that India was with them. BJP Rajya Sabha member Ravi Shankar Prasad had also said that while India is prepared to provide the healing touch for Sri Lankan Tamils affected by the war, it cannot be expected to solve all their political problems. Indian media reports say Prasad had added that these would have to be solved by the people themselves through participation in the democratic political process. Prasad said that India does not have a magic wand to solve the problems of Sri Lankan Tamils.